I'm conducting interviews with prisoners of war. Are you a prisoner of war?
They told me yes.
A country?
Nepal.
Do you willingly give your consent for the recording and publication of our conversation? Can it be published? Yes? Okay.
Okay.
How did you get to Ukraine?
I signed a contract. Then 3 months of training. Training at a military training ground. Then after war.
Citizenship?
Nepali citizenship.
Nepal?
Yes.
Citizen of Nepal?
Yes.
When did you move from Nepal to Russia?
At 2022,
It's clear?
I came to Moscow to study.
Did you study?
Yes.
Where?
In Moscow, MTUC Technical University. This is called M2K.
What's the rate?
Economics. A preparatory year followed by a 3-year economics program.
You have been studying for 1 year.
Yes.
Why did you travel to Ukraine?
My father is sick. He doesn't have a kidney.
Dad doesn't have a kidney?
Yeah, he's in the hospital. There is nowhere to borrow money from.
Didn't you have the money to pay for your tuition?
Yes, you also have to pay money there. Then when I signed the contract,
Show me your hands. What happened to them?
I have a burn here.
Where were you sent?
Sosnovka.
Sosnovka?
Yes. Polygon.
Polygon?
Yes.
And then?
Then the commander didn't tell us where we were. There was no internet there either, so I don't know. There was a military training ground there. I stayed there for 3 months and then we were deployed to war. I don't want the war.
But you left.
Yeah, I signed the contract and that was the end of it. I don't want to go to war anymore. War is bad.
Were you informed that you wouldn't be fighting but working instead? What were you told to do?
I was supposed to be helping the wounded. They said there would be a car.
Evacuation.
Yes, and then return.
How many people were in your group?
11.
Did they die?
All are injured.
All of them?
First time,
Is everyone hurt?
they are injured in the hospital.
To the hospital? What about you?
I'm not hurt.
Just you.
Yes.
What is the cost for the second time?
For the second time, 7 out of 12 men were wounded.
Out of 12? 7 people.
Yeah, 7 people.
Who are you?
No, I wasn't hurt.
No?
No.
How were you captured?
There were shelters. We are a group of 10 to 11 people. There were tanks, infantry fighting vehicles, and many trees. There was a field, devoid of trees, where everyone proceeded forward. Then the commanders instructed us to go there. My Nepali friend was sitting here alone, and I don't know where we were going. Where should I go? We had difficulty understanding. Then I saw the commander in the dugout. Then he got injured. He then sat down at the front of the dugout. Then the commander helped me. Then another group leader went there. The leader of the other team took my assault rifle. I didn't have it back then.
Where was it?
My commander says, hand your assault rifle over to another officer. The other group's commander's assault rifle was malfunctioning, so he took mine. I don't have an assault rifle. Then both commanders left for somewhere, I don't know where. Then your army arrived. They started throwing grenades at us. Many were injured by grenades. Then they began shooting at us. Everyone is dead.
Is everyone dead?
Except for me. Yes, a burn, followed by a grenade. First, the grenade exploded right at our feet. And the second grenade scarred everyone's faces.
There's another person from Nepal here.
Yes.
With you.
He doesn't understand Russian.
At all?
Doesn't understand anything.
Where did he fight? With you?
No, he doesn't know where he's been. He doesn't know where he is.
Why did he come?
I don't know.
Was he also a student?
He's a tourist.
Tourist?
Yes.
The world's second army. Students in Nepal, tourists in Nepal. Previously, there was a Belarusian who constructed bridges. Anyone caught was expelled. Aren't you ashamed at all? Did you know what awaited you when you drove here?
No.
Did you realize what would happen next? If they bring you back, then what?
I want to stay here, work here. It seems to me
Do you want to work here?
there's a prison here.
Working in prison?
After that, I'm going to Nepal.
What about Nepal?
To Nepal, not to Russia.
Nepal?
Yes.
Why?
I don't want a war.
Do you think they'll send you away again?
Yeah. Yes. I don't want war.
Do you have any siblings in Nepal?
Yes.
Yes? Say something to them in Nepali.
I want to go to Nepal. Can you help me? May I speak to the President of Nepal?
Have you reached out to the President of Nepal?
I want the President to help me return to Nepal. I don't want war. If my father hadn't fallen ill, I wouldn't have gone to war.
Did you join the military to financially assist your father?
Yes.
Do you realize that you were going to kill people for money?
When you sign a contract, it doesn't mean you have to fight. They don't hand you an assault rifle. They say you're going to assist.
Were you deceived?
Yes, it is. They told me to assist, but there was no need to fire. I signed a contract. I didn't want to join the army. If I want to enlist, both Nepal and India have armies. Why am I in the Russian army? I signed the contract because I wanted to help and earn money, that's all.
So you can join the Nepalese army, right?
Yes, I wanted a lot of money, and since I could obtain the money without resorting to using an assault rifle, I signed the contract. I am a student. I came to Russia to study. I don't want to shoot.
Are you here to study?
Yes, I wanted to pursue extensive studies, so I came to Russia.
What was your intended profession?
Management.
Management.
Yes.
I see.
5 years ago, I didn't consider prison. I am a student. I want to study a lot. I traveled to Russia, faced some issues, and ended up signing a contract. This is where I was tricked. Now I contemplate a lot, think and ponder. My head aches daily. In prison, I requested permission to call my family. I wanted to speak with my father and mother, but no one would let me. No one provided me with a translator either.
Dad will see you. You can say whatever you want.
I want to go back to Nepal as soon as possible. If my president could see me, would he help me? Please help me get back to Nepal. I want to go to Nepal as soon as possible. I don't want to go to war or serve in the military. I want my mom and dad to be with me. I want to work and go to school.
Do you know Dad's phone number?
Yes.
Fine. I'll record a video with you and send it to him. Okay?
Yes.
You must tell them to do everything possible to bring you back. Let Russia do everything within its power to get you back. Russia sent you here, now Russia must do everything possible to bring you back. So the president of Nepal should appeal to the president of Russia, right?
If I return to Russia, military duty awaits me there.
You can be transported to Russia and then directly sent to Nepal. Do you understand? I'm not sure how it's possible, but someone should insist on using you as a bargaining chip in a prisoner of war exchange. You're a prisoner of war because you arrived here armed. You arrived here as part of the Russian military to Ukrainian territory as an invader. Do you comprehend?
Yes. Can I call my brother?
Do you want to call your brother?
No.
No, well, you can let them know you're here. It's not a problem. I'm calling on WhatsApp. Is that Dad? Let's send him your video messages and I'll forward him the link to our video.
बुबा म युक्रेन यता युक्रेनको जेलमा छु म त्यहाँ भारत गएर भारतपुरको मेरो रेणु दिदीलाई भेटेर प्रधानमन्त्रीसँग कुरा छिटो गर्नु अनि मलाई छुटाउनु न छिटो भन्दा छिटो मलाई छुटाउनु है बुबा
Deliver.
What if I don't want to go back to Russia?
Are you scared to go back?
If I don't want to go to Russia, am I going to be imprisoned here?
Are you a prisoner of war?
Yes, I understand.
Russia sent you here.
Yes,
We can send you to Russia.
I understand.
And then you can travel from Russia to Nepal. Is there a problem?
Well, I realize that you can travel from Russia to Nepal, but I think they'll send me to war again.
Will you be deployed to war from Russia again?
If I go back there,
Yes.
I think they're going to send me to war. A lot of people say that if I return to Russia, then I will be drafted into the army, sent to war.
If you are a Nepalese citizen, you can approach the Russian embassy with a request for evacuation to Nepal. No?
It's not a problem.
Okay, I believe we'll continue our conversation later. If your father answers, I will let you know.
All right.
Okay? That's all. Did you understand everything? He doesn't understand anything, does he?
No, he doesn't understand.
Ask him in Nepali if he wants to go home.
Yes,
Ask him how he got here.
signed the contract.
You were a student. What about him?
Tourist.
Did he come here specifically to fight?
A friend says it's safe. He says he worked in security.
How was he captured?
On the 10th of October, the war began. And on October 11th, he was drafted into the army.
Where was it? Where is the place?
He says there was a shooting range in Donetsk. Then he doesn't know the place.
I'm unsure of the precise location.
He does not know.
Did he have an assault rifle?
Yes.
Did he shoot?
फायर गरेन अनि त्यस पछाडि त्यो साथी मर्यो अनि त्यस पछाडि
He wasn't shooting. He was helping a Nepali friend.
Does he want to go home?
Yes.
Can anyone in Nepal advocate for his return?
Yes.
Let him say something to them.
घरमा अब म घर आउन चाहन्छु प्रधानमन्त्रीलाई रिक्वेस्ट गर्नु
म घर जान चाहन्छु त्यहाँनेरि प्रधानमन्त्रीलाई गएर रिक्वेस्ट गर्दिनु एकचोटि
जोडेर प्रधानमन्त्रीसँग नि प्रधानमन्त्री भन्नु
अनि प्रधानमन्त्रीज्यू हामीलाई चाहिँ थाहा नभएर गल्तीले यसरी आयो हामीलाई चाहिँ नेपाल झिकाइदिनु होला
छिटोभन्दा
छिटो नेपाल आउन चाहन्छौँ
बिन्ती छ हामीले गल्ती गरेर त आयौँ तर हामीलाई छिटोभन्दा छिटो नेपाल लगिदिनु होला यही हामी बिन्ती गर्छौँ
Explain to him that I am a journalist. I am recording this to post on YouTube so it can be viewed in Nepal. Okay?
Yes.
Okay? You can speak Nepali. My phone will translate for me. It has a translation program.
I want to go to Nepal as soon as possible. If you can communicate with the Prime Minister, please assist us. Because we can't do it again.
Okay.
Thank you.
If I don't want to go to Russia,
I understand. You don't want to go to Russia,
help?
I guess. You are such pitiful people. These unfortunate people here, do you believe they desired to engage in war? Do you think so? You are misleading not only Russians but also Nepalese. Do you realize the conditions of the country you live in? Everyone is deceiving each other, sending people to their doom, to slaughter. They send Nepalese to war. They send people of all kinds. We are attempting to present you with the facts, but you claim they are untrue. However, the truth is being broadcasted on television.
Do you agree to the publication of this video?
Yeah, sure.
Age?
36.
How many of them are in jail?
Half a life.
18?
Since I was 14. Initially, I was jailed for 8 months. After living freely for 2 years, I was given a 9-year sentence.
Where were you deployed from?
from the Special Regime Colony, PKU-IK2, located in Sharagorikon village.
What article?
115 careless manslaughter.
Sentence duration?
9 years and 1 month.
Time in jail?
I think it's been around 1 year and 8 months.
Why did you come to Ukraine?
I was in jail. I had an inguinal hernia. There is no medical care in this colony. The equipment is non-functional. They are incapable of doing anything. The groin, testicles, and scrotum are all blue. I've been seeking treatment for 2 years, but they can't do anything. There's no regimen. All the men have already been released from prison. There's no one else to release. They're offering us amnesty. I'm due for surgery in 6 months.
Did you say that everyone has left? Aren't you the first one?
Of course not.
How many people?
They've been taken out 6 times already.
How many people are there?
40, 20. Initially, there were 100, 150, 200 all at once.
What is their destiny?
I hadn't heard about it. Probably the same fate. Maybe they're all dead.
No. You're really lucky.
Yeah, at least I'm sitting here and still alive.
I don't know about you, but the one in front of you was... I can tell you his last name. Viaja.
He was from my unit.
He tells me that out of 96 men, there are 11 survivors.
He was there. 700 folks showed up. So, in October, precisely on the 9th, I was admitted to a Lugansk hospital. Out of 700 men, only 60 remained. And this time, out of 100 men, only 4 were left.
So you're saying they share the same fate as you? No, where is a destiny like yours? If only 4 people remain out of that number.
Well, yes.
So these are the 4 fortunate ones?
Yes, I believe that. I survived, and I thank God for that.
Yes.
I wouldn't want to revisit the horror I saw with my own eyes.
Now let's discuss the hardships. When and where did you arrive? What was happening?
Originally,
Yes.
we reached in May with our team, and Ministry of Defense representatives met us. They were seeking individuals to bolster their personnel. In the beginning of August, we had to supply 3 confidentiality agreements to external parties within the initial days. They promised us mercy and asked us not to report the missing or deceased. And that was it. We signed the papers. We were dispatched on the 22nd or 23rd, but by the 23rd or 24th, we were already in Rostov.
Uh-huh.
In the evening, we were already given tokens, documents besides passports, and maps. We were transported and taken to Berdyansk. The training usually spanned 4 to 5 days within a week. We were not provided with any special uniform or anything. We rolled up our sleeves, to put it bluntly and honestly.
You can say as it is, question.
The hands are covered in blood.
And what clothes?
In the clothes we were wearing when we left prison.
Are you still in your prison attire? Wow, the army of the Second World War, huh?
The Wagnerians pursued us across the entire field. Machine guns were aimed at us. For 4 days. On the 5th day, the 15th Brigade of Black Hussars arrived. 15th Brigade. We were transported to Konoplyanivka and then to Starobelsk. The guys had already been moved from Konoplyanivka for surgery. I have a hernia. I was in treatment when 700 people were injured. I saw people in the hospital without legs, without arms, with their lips torn off, their ears. It's impossible to look at them. They're all crying, hugging each other. At first, I didn't recognize them when I got up in the night. I slept there for 24 hours in the hallway. Those who survived arrived, and the rest perished. When I arrived, the men had already been replaced by others. I don't know anyone.
Where are they?
They've already transitioned to the afterlife. They're no longer alive. On the 10th, people are deployed again. They are to attack something called the Pentagon, and then we're surrounded.
What is the Pentagon?
It's a title.
The title?
Yeah. I don't know. Some map. I've never even seen it. Just past Krasnogorovka, I saw pipes and a water tower standing there. As they say, in their own words, everyone there was bombarded with rockets.
2 armored personnel carriers are burning. The 3rd one has toppled over. Everyone is either injured or dead.
We were hiding under an APC for 2 days.
What did they die for?
They died in vain. There was no war there. They were simply gunned down. They didn't get out of the car.
Why?
What they are fighting for, no one knows. I don't even know why I went. I'd rather be in jail.
You didn't realize?
I didn't realize it until I experienced it myself. I was in Luhansk, where I was shown these videos. I personally witnessed men without arms and missing half of their heads. I sent videos and pictures. They were shocked and didn't want to come here. Everyone says, "Guys, don't come here. There's nothing to see." After 6 months, no one comes back home.
Have you ever thought about just giving up?
At the time, I was considering digging into the ground. I had no chance of escaping from this situation. I couldn't leave.
Why?
Neither here nor there.
Are you back too?
Since your forces surround us and ours are at our back,
Return to your positions.
there are no orders to retreat. I swore into office.
You are being sent to your death.
I understand, but it's just... It is prohibited.
Do they shoot their own soldiers, true or false?
I heard it, but didn't see it.
Why does Putin do all the things he does?
I don't know at all. When I was in prison, I saw on TV that your forces were launching attacks, and ours were maintaining the defense.
Is this real?
It's the other way around.
Can you believe it?
But I now see things differently, through my own eyes. This feeling in my soul has become real.
What is your opinion on the prisoner of war exchange? Let's say you get transferred.
They say they're going to exchange us. They're going to send us back indefinitely. And since I'm an ex-convict from prison, why would anyone want me? They say that people like me have been captured for the 2nd, 3rd time.
You do realize that if you've been sent back, what are you going to do? You've been recalled and sent back to the war. What are you doing?
I've been thinking. I don't know, but I might not be so fortunate the next time. I might not be around to speak with you anymore. I don't know.
You're not going to try to say no?
I would prefer to refuse, even if it means going to jail.
Can you believe that? You wanted to escape from prison, and now you're asking to be put back in.
I just want to live. Going to war without a purpose is not what they promised. We arrived at the camp and were informed that we were to hold our positions and not initiate any attacks. It's really different here.
How can this be? You're Russian. How can such an event occur on Ukrainian soil? Have you thought about it?
Well, I didn't think of that at first. I've spent my whole life in prison, you know.
Why isn't your cuckoo functioning properly?
I see everything here with my own eyes. We were treated decently, welcomed and fed, just as we were informed that we'd be castrated here.
Your turn.
Yeah, that's,
Nothing's wrong.
it's okay.
They say there are Nazis here. Where are the Nazis?
They said there were Nazis, but I've been here for so long and I haven't met one yet. I've journeyed far and wide. There's no place I haven't visited.
I've lived here for 42 years and never met one.
There are no Nazis here. Everyone speaks our language. They're normal people.
You're being addressed in Russian. Specifically, I want you to understand me so that we can engage in some sort of dialogue. Ukrainians, as you see, are bilingual. What can be done with this?
It says he's dead.
I don't want
You're
to
all dead
die.
now.
I understand.
Wouldn't want to go back there again.
In my opinion, the best option would be if we succeed in including you in the prisoner of war exchange. I will say this, because that's what we want. I don't know what happens next. But the last thing I want is to see you here again in captivity.
You don't take prisoners twice, do you?
Why don't they take it? They don't know whether it's your first or second time.
I mean, they're going to ask us.
The best course of action is to go and turn yourself in. The best option is to proceed and surrender on your own terms. Hi there. Good afternoon. Oh, I see you now. I'm Vladimir, a journalist here with your brother.
I'm a nephew.
I'm speaking with your nephew. Would you like to talk to him? Yes, okay. A conversation for documentation and publication.
Hi, Valera.
Hey, Zeka.
What, like you?
A WhatsApp call?
I'm fine. How are you?
It's okay. A journalist came in. I was summoned. We started talking. Look, I'm wearing a POW tag.
Yeah, we saw the video of you.
Yes? Did you visit the military recruitment offices? Or where?
What's the point of going there? You weren't in the military. There's no data.
Is there no military unit and no data?
Yeah.
How mysterious it all is. There were 4 of us left, Valerka, out of 100. They simply sent us to our deaths. It's a real horror out there.
We've seen the video, Zhenya.
Here!
You've already told me that, yeah.
Just in general. But...
I wrote to the Department of Defense.
So what?
I contacted the Red Cross, among other places,
I was awaiting a response.
on the status of a prisoner of war.
Well,
But there are no exchanges.
no exchanges, right? Well, that's what they're saying everywhere. No exchanges yet. And they say they're going to send me to war. They don't send me home or anything.
Some people are sent away in different ways.
Yeah. I don't know.
Do you have adequate living conditions?
Yes, with a label again, in a robe. That's good. I'd rather be in jail. That's correct. Well, Valerka, it makes me laugh. Here we go again. We almost got killed. We've been without water for 4 days. No supplies, nothing at all. 7 individuals are hurt. Only 2 were unharmed. 3 were injured. The rest perished. Their bodies were ripped apart, and they remain there to this day, unable to be retrieved. The reinforcements pursued us. They had already killed everyone. No one is left. No one is around anymore. Did you receive a call from the guys in my team?
Your folks mentioned, they claimed you've been deceased for quite a while.
Wow.
That's what I've been told.
Yes?
Yes.
Who is the man who called you?
Oh, I'm not even going to say the name right now. Maybe later. I don't remember now.
I'll never get a chance to call you again.
Your squad reported you as dead, but,
She received a phone call from a man. So, I asked,
you said everyone in your unit died.
there are commanders there. Commanders. Did the commander call? Russia?
No, absolutely not.
Who is it then?
You know him? His name is Dennis.
Ah, Denis Ivanov.
The hospital called.
Well,
It's from your number.
well.
The number was written. He wrote that everyone had already been killed.
Oh, so he said we've all been murdered?
Yes.
Perhaps he thought so, because no one had come back after the attack.
No one came back.
And you. And here 4 men have been captured. No, not 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
What is the response of the Department of Defense? You wrote to them.
No response yet. They haven't said anything yet, yes.
It will soon be 2 months since we've been held captive.
When you were captured, I saw the video.
I see, Yul. Say hello to everyone. Tell everyone I'm alive and well. Contact them. Write to the damn ministries. Visit the recruitment office. Military unit number?
No, but...
We never drafted anything. The power of attorney never arrived.
What is a power of attorney?
I drafted a power of attorney so that, in the event of an emergency, my aunt could handle all the paperwork on my behalf. I signed it in Luhansk.
He has no one else. And I really can't go anywhere, you know? Here we go.
Conduct an interview with your uncle. You have my videos that I sent to you. Show them I'm a prisoner of war.
On my channel as well.
The Reporters channel has all of these videos. All these videos? You switch back and forth because...
I'm Zolkin from the YouTube platform.
Zolkin.
I know, I've seen them. They don't recognize. They don't accept these videos as evidence.
Why wouldn't they consider it proof if they've known me for a long time? Why not? Now, look, let's be serious, okay? Is he going to live here? We don't need him here, no.
That's understandable, yes. I've been waiting for you. I've watched your videos and reviewed everything.
What are your impressions?
It turns out people are calling, people are panicking. The prisoner swap has not taken place yet. We're waiting for the exchange.
No, I understand that. That's not what I'm implying. Clearly, there's no trade-off because I'm just tired of demonstrating this to them. On Sunday, I presented to 300 people. I arranged them and recorded them on video. I meant that perhaps we need more people, then we can accomplish more. If you need more, there is more, much more. What should we do if there is no response from Russia?
What is your overall opinion on war?
Hold on, let my spouse speak. We're exhausted, it's late.
You see how our government behaves. They don't officially acknowledge POWs. There must be some form of documentation or factual evidence from the Ukrainian side. However, they do not acknowledge these videos at all. There are documented facts from Ukraine. We placed him in an official POW camp. Here. Via the Red Cross, via the Ombudsman. Officially, everyone is here. What other information do you need from Ukraine to facilitate the exchange of POWs? I don't see how I can do that either. All the rapids have been passed, and silence is everywhere. Yes, we also received a call from the Red Cross, but they told us, we're not going to assist with the exchange, he says. We don't do that. How should I put it? Israel used to do it. Was Hamas transporting terrorists? Some places do it, some places don't. The Red Cross also holds an interesting position. Tell me, what is your opinion on war? Who? What are your thoughts on the war? I want to take my nephew home. Your nephew was in the war. 100 men died alongside him. He probably hasn't realized it yet. Don't you understand?
That's good enough for me.
He says he's figured it out. He says they die for no reason. Well, whose fault is that? Yes, whose fault is that?
Huh? Who needs this war?
Who needs it, right? I don't know who's to blame. The one who wants this war. You're somewhat dull. At least blame it on Biden or America or something. At least there will be a topic for discussion. Otherwise, who needs it? Who needs it? Putin declared war, didn't he? I'm not a politician. Yes, I understand what you're saying. Who announced the SWO? Who announced this? Well, I don't know the reason for the SWO announcement either. Indeed, but someone announced it. You're guiding me towards an answer. I get to the point. I'm conveying this to you and your Russian compatriots to comprehend that you, particularly your younger generation, are embroiled in a conflict instigated by your Putin. This war offers no advantages to you. That's what I'm getting at. And you all go, nodding and waving your heads. And then you say, I didn't think. And I didn't know. That's it. Okay, here we go. Am I wrong about something?
That sounds about right.
I just realized he doesn't want to talk.
Uncle, I understand. Create these videos. Write for them.
I mean, the video's on the channel. I don't really care about the video.
My uncle just says.
I understand now. She knows Zolkin and his wife knows me. What do you mean by, we don't leave our own behind?
It's true. We don't leave our own behind.
Do you guys have any we don't abandon our own posters?
You're asking me straight away. You're going to ruin us here, aren't you?
What?
No, it's not a what.
You're hurting her.
You don't abandon your own, you just kill them?
No.
What are they doing?
You misunderstood me. We don't abandon our own is correct. And apparently they then run away.
You don't abandon them. Instead, you flee.
About the running away thing, it happens all the time, particularly for commanding officers. I saw it with my own eyes. I saw it with my own eyes.
Do they pay you money?
No.
How is that?
They don't. I've never even held a bank card in my hand. Never made a purchase. Do something. Visit the website. Show them the video.
Don't abandon your people. Support them.
Have a great day, everyone.
No, we don't abandon our own.
What did she say?
She says we don't abandon our own. She says that's what they say in Russia.
So who's to blame for what's happening?
How did we end up in this situation?
A situation where a war is taking place, and also about what has happened to you and what will happen next.
Our team is responsible for what happened to us.
And above?
The president, who is overseeing a special operation, is our superior.
Did you vote for him?
No, I've been stripped of my rights. I was imprisoned during the first and second elections.
They also vote there.
When you're under investigation, you retain your passport. You may be arrested, but you still have the right to vote. They let you keep your passport. This is not the case in prison.
Would you vote for Putin?
No.
As is customary, I suggest reaching out to your compatriots, countrymen and peers. I'm unsure. Should I go here or not?
However, this isn't the first time I've spoken to the audience via video or given interviews. I've communicated with the guys in camps where a strict regime is enforced, telling them that there is nothing for them here. Indeed, I experienced it firsthand. Everyone knows me in the camps, in Chita, in the Transbaikal region. Who am I and why did I travel to Ukraine?
A villain!
I wasn't evidently a man, as they say. Yes, I'm merely a diligent worker. I showed them videos from Luhansk, from the hospital. I showed them all the men who were missing arms, who had half a face, half a head. They said, we will not go to war for any amount of money. I wasn't even present during the assault. I witnessed it with my own eyes from the hospital, tears streaming down my face. Familiar faces. I've known them from the very beginning.
And yet you went to war.
Where am I supposed to go? They came and took me away. Guns were aimed at us. 2 individuals fled and were bound to a tree. They were sent into the attack. They perished.
If I understand it correctly, the point is that if you agreed in that area...
There's no turning back now.
One-way ticket.
Yes.
From this moment forward, that's it.
I deeply regret signing this paper and coming here.
Are you advising or not advising?
My advice to you guys, don't show up. Don't sign this. It's a one-way ticket. Only 4 of us remain. And for the first time, out of 700 people from the Trans-Baikal territory, only 60 are left.
If you sign the contract, you won't have to fight on the front lines.
Yes, there were moments like that. I've had men tell me that they are on the defensive, not on the attack. We're on defense.
Or a construction site.
Yes, it was nothing but trenches, fortifications. It's truly quite different.
Do we have to believe that?
I no longer believe it, and I hope the guys aren't taking it at face value either. It's dishonest, and it's not good. The guys informed my aunt that I was also dead. Ulzutuev passed away, and his mother laid him to rest in a coffin. He's sitting here with me.
Who was buried?
Things happen.
What's the difference?
His mother is old. Why would he do this? He's here, being held captive.
They don't care.
Fomin is also there. Who knows what's happening?
What does that tell you?
Our authorities have neglected us. They have abandoned us, and that's the end of it. If they wished to, they would have swapped prisoners of war, bringing people back home.
We record it and display it, they're present. That's how it functions.
Well, that's incorrect. I'm here, safe and sound. All the men who were thought to be dead are alive, and they are here. This war is unnatural. I want it to end as soon as possible.
It's not going to end.
Well, I understand.
It's people like you who are at war.
People?
They will sign.
What's the death toll on the plantations?
You still have resources left, and women will have more children. Is there a saying like that?
Yes.
This saying is unique to Russia. Indeed, there is another issue. Your women are not having many children recently. A demographic crisis, when the mortality rate significantly surpasses the birth rate.
Meat grinder.
It is clear that you are the most...
Us.
You're a susceptible group. You're the first to bear the impact.
This is a full-scale war. I can see it with my own eyes. It's just that people are dying in large numbers. How many people are lying in the hallways? There are bodies upon bodies.
They've been firing missiles at Ukraine and deploying Shahada drones over peaceful cities for 2 years now.
Yeah, well, I can see it all.
You wouldn't even know it if you hadn't arrived here. And this is how it goes. The deep people. They have no idea what's going on until they come into contact with something.
Yes, that's correct. Until I was directly affected by this situation, I didn't realize anything. I was unaware of it, didn't comprehend it, and now I perceive it entirely differently, in a new light.
Because they are profound people. You know, incidentally, another reason they don't want to swap prisoners of war?
Are we prisoners?
No, shall we not discuss ex-convicts, everyone?
I don't know. It's unbelievable that we are captive.
No. When you get back home, will you tell your family or loved ones about what's happening here?
Yes.
You will tell them. Say, I'm asking your uncle. What do you even think about it? He says, I'm not interested in politics. I don't know the entire truth. And you will tell him the truth directly. You should bring him back and tell him the truth. Do your superiors need people like you to return?
Don't.
To tell it as it is.
They'd rather send me back to war again so I don't return home.
Or it would be even easier to not bring you home, but to bury you instead. They should have no problem transporting the coffin. And it's difficult to bring you home. That's the way things are.
Perhaps nothing surprises me anymore.
Do you willingly agree to the recording and publication of our interview?
Yes.
Then tell us, how did you get to Ukraine?
In April, representatives from the Ministry of Defense visited the penal colony IK5, where I was serving my sentence, and urged me to go to Ukraine to fight. Reports were even collected by operatives without consent.
In terms of?
Many were simply enlisted for operational reasons and sent into battle.
Explain what that means.
Well, for operational reasons, you are not profitable for the administration. You must either go to war
or you will be transferred to another correctional facility.
This is how I ended up on this list. And on August 24th, 2023, we were brought to the city of Rostov.
Have they already evacuated people from this colony before?
Yes, people were evacuated from this colony in large groups 3 times.
How many people?
Well, 100 or more people in various ways.
Did they come back?
I don't know this because I had no contact with them.
What about the rumors?
I heard that a few people returned, but I don't know for sure if they all came back or not.
We will meet again after our discussion, and we'll try to reach your mother. Did they report?
I was buried.
How do you know?
Well, I got home from work, and Belyaev said that... And he told me, you have been entombed. The casket arrived and...
Yes. The coffin with the body has arrived. Well, if a regular notification had arrived...
Yes, that would be different. But he said that the coffin had arrived.
Is your mother 71 years old?
Yes. Yeah.
To reach her, we need your neighbor to visit your mother. Hand her a mobile phone so you can communicate, and she will explain this intriguing situation.
Right.
Well, tell us who your heroes are. Tell us about your heroic war journey.
But what does heroic military path mean? I went to the training ground and learned how to dig trenches, tactics, and so on.
Where was it?
I traveled from Rostov to Berdyansk and stayed there. We stayed there for a month and a half, and then we were dispatched for a combat mission. Many abandoned their machine guns. The weapons were subpar, meaning many of them were defective.
Were they all prisoners?
The supply was limited. No, not only that, there were also mobilized contract soldiers.
All?
Yes.
Is this how you pictured the Russian army?
No, I envisioned a more disciplined army, more disciplined in carrying out tasks and so on. But I perceived it differently.
Isn't it like the parades in Red Square?
Of course not. TV always shows what regular soldiers need to see.
Your television!
Well, yes.
Continue.
We embarked on a mission, traveled in an armored personnel carrier, and then, well, the missiles decimated these armored personnel carriers, and over 100 people perished on this battlefield. There are 4 survivors. Capture the forest belt is not a common phrase in English. A better translation might be even 5. Our task was to secure the forested area.
In the Avdiivka direction?
Yes.
How to get from Berdyansk to Avdiivka?
We were moved from one forest zone to another, not to villages, not to cities. I don't know the locations of your villages and towns. Everything mostly happened at night in enclosed cars. We were escorted under guard. We dug trenches alongside the guards and slept in the forest.
In what context?
Well, there were some slightly older soldiers walking around with machine guns, and from the start they kept an eye on us.
It would make sense if only the prisoners were employed as diggers, while soldiers with machine guns supervised them.
But that's not all.
This is a type of punishment battalion.
And then they gathered everyone, and they also dug, kept on digging. They were diggers.
All right, I understand. Everyone was a miner. Everyone was mining. The task in the Avdiivka direction was to capture the forest belt. Continue.
We were transported in armored personnel carriers. The missiles struck and the carriers caught fire. Overall, there were only 2 tanks. They too were immediately engulfed in flames.
How many armored personnel carriers and tanks were there?
There were 9 APCs and 2 tanks.
What was the name of your unit?
Storm Z,
You mean no number?
15th Brigade.
15th Brigade.
An armored personnel carrier remained undamaged on the battlefield where we were until the moment we were captured by soldiers of the Ukrainian armed forces.
What happened to the other colleagues?
They were slain on the battlefield right before the edge of the forest. We hoped that someone would pick us up.
How exactly were you captured?
The AFU soldiers arrived with another one of our assault aircraft and they took us captive. They ordered us to come out. We were unarmed. Like this.
Do you consider yourself lucky?
I consider ourselves lucky to be alive.
Yes.
It is uncertain what will occur when we return to Russia.
You understand that you will most likely, after the exchange, again...
To war.
Yes. Who gave you this idea?
Many prisoners of war converse with each other and suggest that yes, it is possible that they will go into battle again.
Yes, of course, you have many opportunities. What is your agreement?
There was a 6-month contract. The 2024 contract expires in February.
Did you sign this contract of your own free will?
No, due to operational reasons. I mean, I've already explained, they compile a list of those who are, let's say, undesirable to the administration and...
Were you dismissed by the administration?
Yeah, I was negative.
Well, you may have been upset, but you don't seem to be on a rampage.
Yes, I may be quiet, but everyone in the area knows who does what. All the operatives know about it.
What were you doing?
I was stationed there, essentially safeguarding our barracks from the police. Well, that's how it happened that I ended up in this group of negative people.
Did you control it?
Well, I mean, I directed the movements of the police officers.
That is, if a police officer approaches...
Yes, I'm reporting it.
Are you shouting?
Yes.
Why are you shouting?
I yell, stop.
I see. Let's proceed. What are the goals of your so-called special operation?
Well, I can't say that.
He was on TV. Didn't they show you?
No, we didn't have a TV. I can't even answer that question. I have a rough idea of what you're talking about.
This is...
Denazification?
Eliminate all the Nazis, correct?
Well, it has something to do with the Nazis.
Did you see the Nazis?
No.
Can you imagine any Nazis here?
No.
So was he lying?
I don't know if he lied or not, but I didn't see any Nazis.
What do you think from a human perspective? Is it right that you were sent to war against your will?
No, of course not.
Have you tried saying no at all? Yes, but what happens is that prisoners are either sent to other camps or conscripted into the war effort.
That is, you remain unaware until the last minute about your destination and where your bag is being taken. You are loaded onto an airplane, likely bound for another camp. Ultimately, you land here in Rostov-on-Don, and you are dispatched to battle.
What is the story about you refusing to go to war while you were there?
Firstly, my weapon was malfunctioning. Secondly, I was out of ammunition. However, my superiors still reprimanded me harshly. I think it's unfair to be treated that way. But there were also soldiers there who said they outright refused to fight. And I said yes, and they started hitting me even harder. When we were thrust into the first battle, all the soldiers advanced.
Where?
Avdiivka.
But both you and those who are attacking you have machine guns. Why do they have power and you don't?
Because the machine gun was malfunctioning and I had no ammunition.
Why did you need a machine gun?
I don't know. We just weren't provided with a combat kit.
And then?
Then we were given ammunition, but it was of no use.
So you were sent into battle without a combat kit?
Yes.
I'm still intrigued by this story in more detail. You say, I'm not going.
I wasn't the only one. There were many of us. We were punished.
How many people?
8 people.
Was there anyone else among those currently in captivity?
No, they're not here. They're either dead or injured.
And what happened to these 8 men who were apprehended?
They were taken to the nearest forest area and assaulted. Then they were returned to where the armored vehicle was, so they could depart at night and carry on with the mission. Everyone was there, the mobilized contract workers and convicts.
Who are the people who attacked you?
These are not just ordinary soldiers, but from the command staff.
Yes?
Yes.
Do you think they knew they were sending you to your doom?
They probably understood because they know a lot more than we do. They've been here for more than a day, not 6 months, not a month.
And how did the assault happen? Were all 8 of you attacked at the same time?
No, we were beaten individually, one by one, in front of the others.
In front of everyone?
Yes.
And after that you said, okay, I'll go, just don't hit me, right?
We received the combat kit. We were ordered to take control of this area.
Didn't you fight back after you were attacked?
I just didn't make my situation any worse.
Yes, I can see that. Didn't the others also want to avoid making it worse?
Yes, they were silent.
They've already met the terms, right?
Yeah.
What do you think these people died for?
Oh, I don't know. They died for the Russian world.
Yes. What is that?
I can't.
What's so worth dying for?
I don't see it as valuable, and I can't even explain it. This whole thing just got a little wild for me.
You appear to have ample land, sufficient resources.
Lots of land and resources.
Live, grow, but no, instead you have to go to war somewhere.
Well, here we are just pawns, and there.
Yes, it's clear, but tell me, if there were not just 8 of you, these simple pawns who refused, but 50 of you, would they have beaten you all as well?
I don't believe so.
That's correct, because half of the staff would say no.
Yes.
And everyone would still be alive.
If they had said no, everyone would still be alive.
I understand that out of 110 people, only 6 survived.
Yes.
Though those who defeated you probably didn't opt for the assault either.
Sure.
Yes?
Yes.
Did they stay?
They stayed at the back.
They are awaiting the next delivery of meat. However, I believe this has occurred more than once. Which month was it?
October. More than one batch of meat has already been shipped.
Yes.
That's it.
There is intense fighting going on in Avdiivka. It's dreadful. There simply aren't enough combat kits and drones for everyone. Do you realize that you are stepping over the bodies of your own soldiers?
Yes, it is.
And so are you.
All of us.
So by the time you arrived, there were already many bodies there?
Sure.
What does it look like? Are they just lying there?
Yes, they are scattered or buried in the earth.
But honestly, it's frightening to see the battered guys lying around.
They're also decaying.
They decay, they stink, of course they smolder. Bodies smolder, they decay. Essentially, someone was half buried in the ground. Another was covered in... It's just horrific. I witnessed it. I even had to crawl, as there were superior officers behind us, supervising our movements.
What does it look like? This is a field, right?
Yes.
Well, let's say it's a mile of field.
Uh-huh.
The entire field is littered with bodies as you proceed.
Yes.
You move around on them.
Yes.
Where are those soldiers with machine guns?
They...
Somewhere safe?
Yes, they are somewhere safe and observing us from a drone or...
Oh, they have a drone.
They're monitoring our progress.
What if you lie down here in the middle and don't move anywhere else?
Well, if you surrender, perhaps you won't get hurt. But if you retreat at the start of the battle, you might be shot by your own men on the battlefield.
Do you feel like a powerless slave at this point?
At some point, yes.
As you rise above others like you, those sent on the same mission but fail to understand its importance and goal, only to struggle and eventually meet their end.
Yes, it is.
Can we refer to these people as slaves?
I wouldn't call them slaves, but based on this and what I've observed, yes.
Essentially, they're just cannon fodder. It's more
appropriate
explanation of the situation. Why do you think Russians need this parcel of land, or several parcels of land, where so many people have died?
I'm having trouble even answering that.
Why would a man from Chita need a plot of land near Avdiivka?
Well, no need, I guess.
We're home, you know. We have nowhere to go. Defending ourselves against your kind is something we must do regardless. You have the choice to either attack or not to come here.
Or not.
We'll meet again and try to get your mom on the phone. It should be interesting. Traditionally, I suggest speaking to Russians, people like yourself, and expressing in your own words whether it's worth coming here or not. If not, then why not?
My advice, especially to those contemplating it, is to refrain from fighting in Ukraine. Why? Because you'll be treated as expendable. I was captured, which might be seen as lucky since I survived. Overall, I was unfortunate. Unknowingly, I was removed from the colony and ended up at the Ukrainian border. And now, having been a prisoner of war, I realize that all my previous thoughts about it not being worth it to even mobilize for war were correct. I have nothing more to add.
Do you willingly agree to the publication of our interview?
Yes.
Tell your story briefly.
Representatives from the Ministry of Defense arrived at our camp to recruit soldiers for the war and to handle the necessary paperwork. A month later, they took us away. I don't remember where they took us.
You don't remember where you fought?
Where did we fight?
Where were you captured?
I can't remember. I was knocked unconscious there and woke up in captivity.
Did OCCUPIERS save you?
Yes.
And where is your injury?
Left arm and left leg. And there was an explosion near me.
And then they pulled you into the APC?
Yes, we were beneath an APC. We stayed under the APC for 2 days. After 2 days, we climbed into the APC. We were there for exactly 4 days.
Was there any food?
Yes, there were bags in the APC, and those bags contained stew, among other things.
Let's call your family.
Hello?
Good afternoon. Is this your family?
Yeah, that's my brother.
Roma, hi.
I am Volodymyr, a journalist from Ukraine. This conversation will be published. Are you going to speak?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Hi. Easy, easy. Hold on. How are you doing?
It's fine.
Is that okay? How are you doing in there? How are you feeling?
It's fine.
Were you injured?
Yes.
Have you received treatment? Are you feeling better?
Yes, left arm and left leg.
What's it like now?
And the rib cage.
What's it like now?
Yes.
Well, thank God. Do they feed you there?
Yes. You should join the military. To put me on the POW list.
I see. So how are you doing overall?
I am not beaten or abused.
Are you sure? Uh-huh.
Good afternoon. And if he was bullied, would it be justified or not?
No, of course not.
So he's supposed to be patted on the head?
He shouldn't be patted on the head, but should be treated with respect.
Is it humane to invade a foreign country and kill people?
Are we in a foreign country?
Whoa!
Oh, really?
Yes.
But I believe that's purely your personal opinion.
Yes, we arrived in their territory with firearms. This land is ours. It's our domain.
Since when has Avdiivka become your territory?
Since when is this your land?
Since 1991.
Everything was fine until 1991. You lived quietly, peacefully, without disturbing anyone.
Until you arrived with weapons, we lived in peace and tranquility. And you too lived in peace and tranquility.
We were living peacefully and quietly until you guys started making a fuss over there. And so on.
What have we started?
So what did you begin? And what commenced in 2014?
Well, tell me. Maybe I don't know.
Well, you would know better. You live there. We're in Transbaikalia.
The Wagner PMC fighters initiated something.
No, Russia annexed Crimea in 2014 and then invaded the Donbass region of Ukraine.
Why annexation?
Because it's called annexation.
No, I believe it was still the voluntary desire of the residents of Crimea.
Do you support the voluntary participation of residents?
Well, why not?
Why did you bomb Chechnya? They wanted to live separately, didn't they?
They didn't want to live apart.
No? The first Russian-Chechen war ended.
I don't think we're discussing Chechnya right now.
No, we're discussing people's desire to live independently. It has 1 million inhabitants. And that million repelled your filthy army, can you believe it? The men were expected to fight, while the women were tasked with supplying them ammunition to repel your despicable army from tiny Chechnya. That's what people wanted to distance themselves from.
That's purely your personal opinion, you know?
That's a fact.
You are touring Ukraine, living a good, wonderful life. Is this war?
What do you mean? We've had your missiles for almost 2 years now.
Where? Our missiles.
Ukraine.
Well, where exactly in Ukraine? Soon there will be nothing left of your Ukraine. You must understand that you are merely pawns. Your Ukraine will be ripped apart, and that's it. Nobody needs you anymore. You had such a prosperous nation. You had everything. That was until you fell under America's influence.
Why do you concern yourselves with what we do in our own country, you intruders?
Once the SWO is finished, we will no longer concern ourselves with your Ukraine. Don't worry.
When will this end?
Wait a little longer.
Now, if he died, why would he have died?
For the motherland.
Explain it to her. Explain your homeland to me.
I would be dead, that's all.
Roma, you're not at fault for anything there, not at all.
It's my fault.
She is more informed about what's happening here in Chita, you know? They told her everything on TV. Tell me how you navigate through difficult situations.
Yes, I've been climbing over dead bodies to protect myself. That's it.
It's terrifying.
Roma, things happen, things happen.
How could it be?
If God gives trials, he gives them for a reason.
What do you mean, can you clarify? You want Avdiivka in Chita? Can you elaborate?
If God sends a trial, it's for a reason. Thus, a person must undergo these tests, and you too must go through these tests in the same manner.
Avdiivka is strewn with bodies. Its fields are littered with corpses.
There are numerous bodies.
I understand perfectly.
Out of the 700 of us that arrived, only 60 were left. Then the second time, 100 people came in, and out of those 100 people, only 4 remained.
But it's the same on their end, you know.
We're in our own home. We're in our own home. Can you comprehend that we have nowhere else to go? This is our home. You are coming to us. He came to us, armed with a machine gun, all the way from Chita. From Chita. He traveled 10,000 kilometers, or even more, to get here. Why on earth are you tallying our losses? Why are you even concerning yourself with us? When will it finally sink in that you have your own country and we have ours? Go ahead, grow. Who's holding you back? Why are you coming here?
You're not allowing us to develop properly.
We didn't touch you.
Of course you didn't touch us.
No?
You're interfering with NATO and Europe.
And we'll do what we want because it's none of your concern. It's none of your damn business.
And the military hardware?
Did you call to ask for our opinion? Do you consider yourself a human? That's precisely why you're behaving like swine. All of you in the Ukrainian nation are pigs.
Hey, hero!
If you were a human, you would speak normally. The type of war doesn't matter.
Who is the right person to converse with? The one who dictates what should be done in our country? The one who claims that my country does not belong to me? Are you human?
Is someone giving you advice or something?
Indeed, you started this dialogue by suggesting that Ukraine won't happen and advising against any intervention.
You've been deceived, you know.
You have a TV for a brain, you know.
Thank goodness, at least I have something in my head.
Albina, don't be rude. Why are you behaving this way?
I'm not being rude. I'm not being rude, Roma. It's gonna be fine.
You can't be rude here.
Roma, everything will be all right.
Calm down.
You're coming home.
Let her display her ignorance. Let her reveal her true self. It's your reputation at stake. You're sitting there in Chita. How many kilometers away is it? I don't know, maybe 10,000 or more. And you're interested in what's going wrong here in Ukraine. Do you even understand the situation at this level?
Yes, I understand.
Have you ever looked at a map? See how much land and resources Russia has on a map?
What year is the map from?
Open your current map and take a look. Don't you have enough territory? What are you seeking? What do you want?
We don't need land.
What do you need?
We ask you not to force your war upon us.
We didn't impose a war on you. We're in our homeland. Look at the mutually agreed upon borders of 1991. Did we encroach anywhere? Show me.
Albina, we are the ones who came to their territory.
They tell her something different on TV.
Don't watch TV at all. They didn't come to us.
Jesus, all of this is deliberately done to provoke. Roma, I'm telling you one more time.
Albina.
What provocation?
I will do everything to get you out. Do you understand? It's already in progress. No need for concern.
Wouldn't it be better if you hadn't come here?
Did he ask someone?
It's not as if I warned anyone.
Well, what if he had asked? What?
We would probably try to talk to him and resolve the issue.
Dissuade him?
Well, depending on the situation.
But if you are such proponents of going to war here, then why shouldn't he have? So he did the right thing, in your opinion? How many people do you still have alive? How many of you were there and how many survived?
3 out of 100 people.
Out of 100 people, 3 survived. What did they die for? Why did a guy from Chita, who was born and lived there his entire life and who had never even heard of Avdiivka, die for it? A guy who had abundant land for any purpose he desired. Why did he die here?
He died for the truth.
Is it really justifiable, entering a foreign country and killing its people? Why would you want to do that? Why? Why do we want to join the European Union? Yes, we do want to join the European Union. Why does it concern you?
Please proceed to the European Union. Go ahead. Please go.
You stated 5 minutes ago that we initiated the commotion because we aspire to join the European Union and NATO. We intend to proceed and we will. Why does it concern you?
But don't harm the civilians you are currently targeting.
You bombard cities, you invade foreign territories, you slaughter civilians. Before your arrival, no one was dying.
Did we bomb Donbass? Did we bomb Donetsk?
You arrived there and began firing from one Ukrainian city to another, and we began to retaliate. Yes, this war started in 2014. Turn on and listen to your Gherkin Strelkov. He will explain all of this to you. There is also a blogger, the 13th, who recently has been asserting that they are the ones who are present here, that they are the ones who arrived there. If you hadn't arrived, if you hadn't initiated, everyone would be living peacefully, including the people in Donbass.
We fully understand your position. Everything is clear. It makes sense to me.
Yes, it makes sense to me as well. What for?
I'll say it again, for the truth.
What is your source of truth? The television?
No.
What's the point?
The truth is, we just want peace. We don't want war. We don't need this war.
You don't want a war?
We're not at war. We're conducting a special military operation.
You see, this war is devastating. Out of 100 men, only 3 survived. We are at war, but you're coming here.
You're arguing with me and simply tearing the soul out of the poor guy sitting next to you.
Uh-huh.
That's all, yes. You're tearing this man's soul apart with your provocations. You're emotionally abusing him.
Provocations? So you come to our home to murder us? You launch missiles at us? And I'm the one provoking you? Seriously?
Then why did you start this war?
I'll reiterate once more. You were the ones who initiated this war. You were the ones who invaded our territory, a territory mutually acknowledged by both you and us.
I see. Did you draft a power of attorney for the money?
We didn't even have the opportunity.
Here it is, the thing you're most interested in. Money, money. He's a prisoner, and you're interested in his money.
We get it, we get it.
What pigs?
Let me finish. I'll just ask him. I just need to know.
Of course you need to know about the money, but I'm not going to let you speak about money.
Oh, for heaven's sake, please don't make me talk. Goodbye.
What about that power of attorney?
I don't know. I didn't write anything. My brother didn't write anything. We didn't even get paid.
What can you tell me? Who is this woman to you? A sister?
No, that's Andrei's wife.
What can you tell us about her opinion of what's going on?
She's concussed. It doesn't matter. I fought with her too.
But do you know what's interesting? If you had told her that you were leaving, she would have made sure you didn't leave. But what's happening is correct. Her mind is in chaos.
Well, that's right.
How did we start this war? Can you tell me?
I'm not sure. We came here to you with guns.
On February 24th at 4 in the morning, your missiles were launched at us and your tanks approached us from all directions. Is this how we initiated the war?
No, we initiated it.
I haven't had such stimulating conversations in a long time. And here's the story. What happens to you if you turn around and walk backwards?
We'll be shot by our own people.
They'll aim for the truth too? Isn't that how it works?
Our own were launching
cluster bombs at us.
Our snipers were shooting at them. When we were captured, your soldier gave us cigarettes. They gave us water, satisfied our thirst, and nourished us. After that, they just sat with us. And nearby, we were shelling each other.
Friendly fire?
Uh-huh.
At each other?
Then the soldier said, "It's not us attacking you. It's your own people assaulting you with cluster munitions."
Why?
I don't know. They were also firing at us. We weren't too far off. Stuff like that. They were attacking us. We just didn't tell them exactly where we were.
Why were they hitting you?
I don't know. They were either trying to kill us or something else.
Is it in captivity?
No, that was before we got captured. We were there for 3 days in communication with the commander. The commander asked us where we were. We shouted back that we were in front of 3 burned-out APCs, even though we were actually 10 to 20 meters further away. We kept saying that we were there, and then rockets started falling on that location. The area was being bombarded with hand grenade launchers. Our people.
Probably because they didn't want you to be captured.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, 2 of ours tried to escape and they were caught.
You see that?
Yes, we were hiding under the APC the day they started fleeing. They were in retreat, escaping the battlefield, with their pursuers defeating them in our wake.
How were they killed?
Cluster munitions.
Can you imagine you arrive in a foreign land, killing each other, and sending empty coffins back home? And that's the truth. The most amazing thing is that nothing at all can be done about it. They watch their TV there and will continue to do so. They were informed that we were the ones who acted independently. They failed to comprehend that it was you who invaded us. Do you know how much Russia has already expended on this war?
No.
It's already somewhere around $200 billion. If they were truly concerned about the residents of the Donetsk and Luhansk regions, whom they claim we were indiscriminately shelling, they could have used that money to relocate those residents and build 2 large cities for them. However, another question arises. If there was such an urgent need to protect Donbass, then what was the fault of the Zaporizhia and Kherson regions? It seemed like no one had bombed anyone there. What were you doing there? What were you doing near Kiev? Bullshit!
Bullshit. I agree with you.
Traditionally, I would recommend you to seek help from other prisoners or compatriots as you prefer. Tell them whether they should come here or not, and if not, why not?
To those who can hear me, to those who can see me, I implore you all, do not go to war, do not sign any agreements, do not consent. There is nothing for us to gain on foreign soil. Many people perish here.
He ended the call. He definitely ended the call, because you can see that the messages have already been read. Anyway, Fomin's relatives just said that your mom is doing fine.
Yes.
Secondly, the coffin was sealed. Consequently, no attempt was made to open it. She tried to tell me that perhaps this body was found next to your badge. Is this possible?
No, it's impossible because the AFU soldiers confiscated my badge.
They'll justify it with anything. Perhaps your slipper was lying somewhere a kilometer away.
A slipper with fungus?
I don't know. Do you have a fungus?
No, I'm just saying that. I don't know what the motivation was.
She, a relative of Fomin, tells me they are fighting for the truth. Fomin himself tries to explain to her that there is no truth in this situation. She explained to me that we were the ones who came to them, and Avdiivka already belongs to them.
Well, I don't know. I can't say that.
I can't say either. Especially from Avdiivka to Chita.
It's a considerable distance.